Don't forget folks to like the video and subscribe to the channel, it does really help. Thanks. There are times as a commission painter where it's pretty clear to me that the way I treat the hobby cannot, and perhaps should not, ever overlap with the way most people treat it. Painting miniatures for other people, for a living, is an incredible privilege, but at the same time it does come at some cost. I love every commission I paint. I wouldn't accept them if I didn't, but there are always times in this line of work where spending every day painting how you're told to, as opposed to how you may feel like painting in that moment, can start to erode your motivation a little. This is no bad thing. Most of us are not built to mindlessly repeat the same thing constantly. Humans are flexible creatures who crave novelty. And generally a quick browse of some cool new minis is often all I'll need to get me excited again and jump back in the pocket. But recently I upgraded my 3D printer to a Mars 3 from Elegoo, and as much as browsing those printable files is fun, I really have a craving to just print and paint something, purely for the sake of it. I think this could be just what I need to get the creative juices flowing again. You see, whether we're painting an ongoing commission like these Night Lords, or painting an army all in the same colours for ourselves, there are a lot of ways where our painting decisions in that moment are dictated to us. Look at your backlog of unpainted stuff. I have to wonder how much of that is stuff you bought because you need it to fill a role in your army or squad, but you're yet to find the motivation to paint it. Even with seemingly complete freedom, we can find ourselves being dictated to as a result of our earlier choices. And it was with this in mind that I realised there is a place where my job parallels with the situation casual hobbyists also find themselves in. And so my browsing session, looking for something just awesome and fun to paint, brought me to Great Grimoire on My Mini Factory. I printed off a couple of cartoony busts because, well, I'm digging busts lately and these two look like they'd present some interesting textures to paint, as well as also giving me some practice with softer skin presentations. But the piece that got me really inspired, and actually made me decide to sub to Great Grimoire on Patreon, was this Crow Shaman. Beautiful crispy sculpting, loads of opportunity for texture, fun and challenging paint, and the Mars 3 did a bang up job of reproducing it really nicely. I was ready. I mean, I even put it on a display base. Look how much effort this little guy has received already. I wanted to soak up some reference next, so I took to Google and browsed me up some goth pigeons to get some inspiration for what I wanted to do. The painting itself was mainly a case of making sure I capture those bluey greens in the feathers that I'd seen in so many cool looking reference images. This is mostly achieved with just slow and steady glazing, semi-glazing, a little bright, strong texture on the edges and tips, very simple painting. I wasn't super fussed about this reading perfectly as black. The form tells us it's a crow, so our brain already knows it's black, and any kind of colour play I do here won't really change that. After that, it was really just a simple blip over the accessories to get some nice little details on our guy. Some bony decorations, a nice wooden stave, that kind of thing. Again, keeping the painting really simple. Speaking of simple, I also kept the basing really simple here, so much so that I didn't even bother showing it off, just some texture and some twigs from the garden. And that's because I decided to do one of those cute backing cards that were super on trend in like 2020. As usual, proving that I'm always late to the party. This card would more than adequately tell my story though of a crow in a night-lit forest with a stormy sky above him, which is actually appropriate because I've also enjoyed a little Magic the Gathering on and off over the years, and so this also presented a great opportunity to be a meme lord. Enjoy folks, and don't forget to make time for yourselves to paint purely for the fun of painting.